On August 23, 2023, a monumental event unfolded as Chandrayaan-3 softly touched down at the moon's southern pole. It was a day that solidified India's position in the celestial odyssey. But hold on to your seats, because this merely is the beginning of their cosmic tale. India recently became the fourth ever country to successfully land on the moon, and the first ever country to land closer to the lunar South Pole. But what's even more impressive is how ISRO managed such an incredible mission with a highly limited budget, and how the country has no plans to keep celebrating Chandrayaan-3 any longer. Now, before we dive into the cosmic wonders India is planning to do, let's first take a look at Chandrayaan's journey to the moon. While Chandrayaan-3 and Chandrayaan-1 achieved safe landings on their intended targets, the story of Chandrayaan-2 took a different course. Chandrayaan-1, as the pioneering Indian lunar probe under the Chandrayaan program, achieved a significant milestone in October 2008 when it successfully entered lunar orbit. What's even more incredible is that it didn't just land securely. It also unveiled remarkable revelations on the lunar terrain. One such groundbreaking discovery was the detection of water molecules on the moon's surface. Sadly, the probe only continued its journey until August 2009, after which the communication with the spacecraft was lost. On the other hand, Chandrayaan-2 boarded on a distinct mission trajectory. With the goal of advancing beyond lunar orbit and reaching the moon's surface, India announced Chandrayaan-2, featuring an orbiter, a lander named Vikram, and a rover named Pragyan. In August 2019, the orbiter successfully achieved its destination, but regrettably, communication with the lander and rover was severed. This outcome led to differing perspectives in the nation. Some considered it a mission with partial success, while others viewed it as an unfortunate failure. Now, let's come back to the legendary Chandrayaan-3, who did the job with grace. Chandrayaan-3 was launched on July 14, 2023. The craft consisted of three main parts, similar to Chandrayaan-2, but more advanced. A propulsion module carried the lander and rover to a 100-kilometer lunar orbit. This propulsion module carried the solar panel, which was mounted on a cylindrical structure above the box structure. The Vikram lander was responsible for soft landings and was equipped with 4 landing legs and 4 landing thrusters, capable of producing 800 newtons of thrust each. The Pragyan rover was like a small car roaming on the moon. It was lightweight at just 57 pounds and about the size of a small coffee table, 3 feet long, 2.4 feet wide, and 1.3 feet tall. Pragyan acted as a lunar detective on a mission to figure out what the moon was made of, check for hidden ice in the soil, study lunar history by investigating craters, and even peek into the moon's ancient atmosphere changes. Now, Chandrayaan-3 is all set to make groundbreaking discoveries on the moon, but the success rate will be determined in the coming days based on what it finds for us. Chandrayaan-3's success is capable of paving the way for humanity to attain sustainable life, not only on the moon, but on several other planets. For that, exploring the surface of the moon is as crucial as landing softly on its surface. But the real question is, why did India choose to go to the South Pole? And more importantly, what is it that they are trying to find? One of the primary objectives behind India's lunar missions was the advancement of scientific understanding regarding the moon. These missions were undertaken with the specific aim of conducting a comprehensive study of the lunar surface's characteristics, mineral composition, the presence of water molecules, and its geological attributes. Notably, the choice of the lunar South Pole as a suitable landing site was largely motivated by the scientific understanding that this region harbors water in the form of ice. And water isn't just important for life, it has practical uses too. It can be used as a coolant for spacecrafts, and can even work as fuel for rockets. Imagine using moon water to travel to Mars in the future. Isn't that a big deal? So yes, if we come to think of it, India has achieved something that no one really imagined. But the country is not in a mood to stop anytime soon. Without wasting any time, the country has shifted its focus to Aditya L1 to study the sun. Yes, India has already launched another craft towards the sun. Launched by ISRO, it's the first mission dedicated to studying the sun. Aditya L1 will hang out about 1.5 million kilometers from Earth at the L1 Lagrange point, checking out the sun's atmosphere and magnetic storms. Aditya L1 has been successfully launched on September 2nd, 2023, and is currently on its way to its destination. Now, you must wonder, what exactly is the objective of this mission, and how difficult was it to execute? Well, Aditya has the objective of studying the sun from a unique vantage point known as the Lagrange point 1, L1. L1 is a point in space located between the Earth and the sun, where the gravitational forces of both bodies balance out, allowing a spacecraft to maintain a relatively stable position with respect to Earth and the sun. The main mission is to discover the nature of the sun's upper atmosphere, known as the chromosphere and corona. The mission is based on understanding how these regions heat up and interact with partially ionized plasma. But that's not all. Aditya L1 is also on a journey to uncover the mysteries behind solar eruptions, like coronal mass ejections or CMEs and flares, which can have a significant impact on space weather. It will examine solar activity, trying to figure out what triggers these explosive events and how they affect our cosmic neighborhood. Additionally, Aditya's L1 is equipped to study the particles and plasma surrounding the sun, providing valuable insights into their dynamics. And let's not forget about the magnetic field, a crucial player in the solar drama. The craft is here to map and measure it in the solar corona. So, as we keep our hopes high for this mission, we're not just observing the sun, we're uncovering the drivers of space weather, understanding the solar wind's origin and composition, and getting closer to interplanet inhibition. Amazed already? Here comes some more interesting missions that are planned by ISRO for the next few years. Let's first explore the XPOSAT, short for the X-ray Polarimeter Satellite. It's India's first mission entirely dedicated to exploring the world of polarimetry in space. Now you might wonder, what's polarimetry? Polarimetry is the study of how light waves move in different directions. For XPOSAT, that means looking at X-rays coming from universe mysteries like black holes, active galactic nuclei, neutron stars, and pulsar wind nebulae. All these bodies shoot out super bright X-rays in extreme space conditions. Scientists have been curious about these space bodies for years now, but there has been only one other mission like this in the whole world. XPOSAT will be released with two payloads, one being Pollux, which will study the degree and angle of polarization of astronomical X-ray sources, and the other being XSPECT, the spectroscopic meter, which will study the spectroscopic information like timings and nature of X-ray emissions. The mission is planned to be launched this year on a PSLV or Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, and the mission is supposed to last for about 5 or more years. Next up, the Chandrayaan mission. Back in 1984, Rakesh Sharma achieved a significant milestone as the first Indian to venture into space through the Russian Interkosmos mission. Fast forwarding to 2023, and India is gearing up for an even more incredible milestone, sending its very own crewed mission into space called Chandrayaan. Imagine this as a mini space vacation, with 3 brave astronauts heading up about 400 kilometers above our planet. They'll be floating around in low Earth orbit for approximately 3 days, and then it's a safe return back to Earth with a splashdown in Indian waters. How cool is that? But before we get to the main event, there's an exciting challenge on the horizon. It's called the Abort Mission Demonstration, scheduled for late September or early October. During this test, the crew module will disconnect from the spacecraft, and the Crew Escape System, or CES, will kick in to see how effective it is in case of an emergency. Safety always comes first in space exploration. But wait, there's more preparation involved. Before the big mission, there will be 3 practice runs, kind of like dress rehearsals. 2 of these will involve carrying specific cargo, which adds a real-world touch to the testing. The 3rd run will be a dry run without any cargo. If everything goes according to plan and all these tests check out, we could be looking at a potential launch date in April 2024. But that's not all. There's another mind-boggling mission up the sleeves of ISRO, and that too in collaboration with the great NASA. NASA and ISRO have joined hands in the name of NISAR to protect our Earth for any natural calamities. But hey, NISAR is not your everyday Earth observation satellite. Nope, it's equipped with a dual-frequency synthetic aperture radar, and it's packing the most advanced radar system ever seen in a NASA mission. Plus, it boasts the largest radar antenna of its kind. So, what's NISAR's real mission, you ask? Well, it's all about remotely sensing the incredible natural phenomena happening on our planet. The observatory will map the entire Earth in just 12 days. Think of it like a super speedy Earth tracker in the sky. But that's not all. NISAR's got a long list of significant jobs. It's going to help us understand changes in Earth's ecosystems, observe the massive ice masses, measure vegetation biomass, track sea level rise, check on groundwater, and even keep an eye on natural hazards like earthquakes, volcanoes, tsunamis, and landslides. So, it's like our guardian angel watching over Earth. I mean, now you know why we started off by saying India is in no mood to sit and celebrate. So, how do you expect both Chandrayaan 3, Aditya L1, and NISAR to turn out for our Earth? Let us know in the comments. Make sure to interact with this video by liking and sharing it. Don't forget to subscribe for more intriguing ideas of the space.